Grief is one of the most challenging experiences we face as humans. It can feel like the world has stopped and moving forward seems absolutely impossible. But here's the truth. It's okay to take your time. Grief isn't a race and healing doesn't follow a set timeline. Today we are here to explore how to navigate this journey with compassion, patience, and the understanding that it's okay to slow down and take one step at a time. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nidhi Kapoor, a certified hypnotherapist and a life coach. And in today's video, we will talk about how to deal with grief and the loss of a loved one. When we lose someone we love, the pain can be overwhelming. It's a deep, raw emotion that can make us feel isolated and lost. For many of us, grief isn't just about missing the person who's gone, but also about losing the future we imagined with them. Pain can be so intense that it can seem like it'll never go away. And that's okay. It's okay to feel numb, to feel lost, and to feel like you're not ready to move on. Healing from grief is a deeply personal journey, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. Some days you might feel like you're making progress, and other days you might feel like you're back at square one. And this is all part of the process. Let's understand how the brain responds to grief and the importance of time. Scientifically, grief affects us on multiple levels. When we experience loss, our brain responds by releasing stress hormones like cortisol, which can lead to physical symptoms like fatigue, changes in appetite, and even illness. Our minds can become foggy, making it hard to focus or find joy in the things we used to love. But here's something important to remember. Healing takes time. Your brain and body are going through a process, and it's okay to allow yourself the space to heal. Rushing through grief or trying to get over it quickly can actually make the healing process longer and more difficult. Take, for example, the case of Deepika Padukone, the famous Bollywood actress, who has been very open about her struggles with depression. Although her story is more about mental health, it's closely tied to the grief and the pain she experienced during that time. Deepika didn't rush her healing process. Instead, she allowed herself the time to feel her emotions, sought help, and slowly worked her way towards recovery. Her journey reminds us that it's okay to take the time we need to heal, and that seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Our subconscious mind holds on to memories, emotions, and deep-rooted beliefs, which is why grief can feel so all-consuming. When we lose someone, those deep connections are activated, making the pain feel even more intense. But the subconscious mind is also where healing begins. Think of it like this. The subconscious is like a garden. After a loss, it's like a storm has swept through, leaving the garden in disarray. It takes time to gently tend to this garden, to pull out the weeds of pain and to plant new seeds of hope. This process cannot be rushed. It requires patience, compassion, and most importantly, time. In many spiritual traditions, there's a concept of gentle detachment. This doesn't mean forgetting or pushing away the person you've lost. Instead, it's about slowly coming to terms with the reality of the loss and finding a way to live with it. It's about recognizing that while our loved ones are no longer physically with us, they continue to live in our hearts and memories. Consider the story of Nelson Mandela. After losing his son to HIV/AIDS, Mandela openly grieved, but also used his pain to advocate for greater awareness and understanding of the disease. His grief didn't stop him from continuing his work. Instead, it became a source of strength and purpose. Mandela's story reminds us that while grief is deeply personal, it can also be a powerful catalyst for change and growth. One of the most healing aspects of grief can be the support of others who understand what you're going through. Whether it's talking with a therapist, joining a support group, or just simply spending time with loved ones, connection can be a powerful balm for the pain of loss. Look at how the world came together to support each other after the tragic loss of Princess Diana. Her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, leaned on each other and the global community for support. Despite their immense personal grief, they found strength in the love and support of those around them. This example reminds us that we don't have to go through the grief alone. Grief is a journey that doesn't have a clear endpoint. It's a process that ebbs and flows, sometimes overwhelming and at other times quietly in the background, the most important thing you can do for yourself is to allow the time and space you need to heal. You don't have to rush. You don't have to pretend that everything's okay if it's not. Give yourself permission to feel the full range of your emotions, to seek support when you need it, and to move at your own pace.